we're going to work on multiplying fractions. Here's 2/3 times 3/4. When we multiply fractions, we multiply across the top and write that number on the top. Then we multiply across the bottom and write that number on the bottom. When we multiply on top, we have 2 times 3. What does that equal? Yes, 6. When we multiply on the bottom, what do we get? Yes, 12. 3 times 4 is 12. So 2/3 times 3/4 equals 6/12. New problem. 5/3 times 2/5. Let's multiply on the bottom first. What do we get? Yes, 15. And what do we get on the top? Yes, 10. So 5/3 times 2/5 equals 10/15. Remember, multiply on the bottom and write that number on the bottom, then multiply on the top and write that number on the top.
Last time you learned how to multiply fractions. You multiply across the bottom and write that number on the bottom. You multiply across the top and write that number on top. What do we get on the bottom when we multiply these fractions? Yes, 6. And what do we get on the top? Yes, 7. Here's 6 times 7/3. We use the same procedure when we multiply a whole number by a fraction. The first thing we do is change 6 into a fraction. What's the simple fraction for 6? Yes, 6/1. Now we have a fraction times a fraction. What do we get when we multiply on the bottom? Yes, 3. And on the top? Yes, 42. So 6 times 7/3 equals 42/3.
We don't always use a times sign to show that values are multiplied. Sometimes we use a little dot like this. The dot is a times sign. 4 times 3/2. Sometimes we use parentheses. Parentheses are a times sign. 4 times 3/2. We can show the parentheses in different ways. They all say the same thing. 4 times 3/2. Get ready to read what the equation says. Read it with me. 2/3 times 5 equals 10/3. Get ready to read what the equation says now. 2/3 times 5 equals 10/3. Next equation. Read it. 1/2 times 1/3 equals 1/6. Next equation. Read it. 5/9 times 2/5 equals 10/45. Last equation. Read it. 3/4 times 2/3 equals 6/12.